guys, and we are back. Today we've got in the studio Mr. Ron Prudhomme. And I believe, Ron, you spend most of your days in agriculture. Tell me a little bit about where you got started.
I got started because my dad was in the business.
Really?
He started out as a chemist, ended up working as a quality control manager in a food processing plant. I just kind of followed him.
Nice. It's kind of...
Which, looking back on it, wasn't that great of an idea.
Wasn't a great idea? So was he out in the field? Was he farming? Did he know anything about?
He was in processing.
In processing of the food.
In fruit and vegetable canning.
I see. Right. So have you ever done any farming, or are you more in the processing?
It's all in the processing end.
Yeah, I see. Did you work for a processing plant, or? Yeah. How many years you put in that?
I started when I was summer job when I was 16.
Wow, what year was that?
That was about 1957.
1957.
Yeah.
Wow. So you've seen some changes, huh?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, sure have.
What kind of food were you processing?
During the summer, it was mostly peaches.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
To go into canning, or
Yeah.
Right.
I was stuck hidden back in the warehouse in an empty can department. Yeah, because I was 2 years underage to be working in the cannery.
Oh, I see. Right.
So they hid me in the back corner.
Sure. Back in the 50s, eh?
Yeah.
There wasn't a whole lot of people out checking.
No, there weren't.
No, not like today there are. Yeah. Right. So did you go off to college, or what did you?
Yeah. I went to UC Davis and got a advanced degree in food processing.
Oh, nice. Dad must have been proud.
Yeah, I think he was.
Yeah. Or he was like, what are you doing? Don't do that.
He's just over my better judgment.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Oh, great. So you went to high school here in California?
Yeah.
You grew up right here in the valley?
I grew up in Stockton.
Stockton. Okay.
Yeah. I'm
a Michigan boy. Where's Stockton? Is that south of here?
Yeah, it's northeast.
Oh, okay. Right.
It's above Merced and below Sacramento.
Oh, okay. Where was the plant that you were working at most of the time in your life? Is that it's Salinas right here? We're on the vegetable.
No. After I graduated, I went to work for an industry organization.
I see.
And they had their offices and labs in Berkley.
Right.
So I spent 5-6 years there, and then I went to in Gilroy, Dehydrating.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
For a couple of years.
Okay.
And then back to Modesto, to Tri-Valley Growers, which is a big fruit and vegetable operation.
Wow, you've been all over the farm country, huh? Wow. I always ask people, what was your first car? And you told me once, and I forget. Of course, Michigan guy.
A 1958 Chevy Bel Air.
58 Chevy Bel Air, to have that one again today. Now it's a collector's item.
Well, yeah, that's true.
Yeah. So would you go off and get married, have kids, or
no kids, been married a couple of times.
Yeah, right.
I'm single now.
Single now, right. Well, on the show we talk a lot about the middleman in America. It's what's next. You've been around a few minutes in the agriculture business. What would you tell kids today if they wanted to get into this?
Yeah, most of the farms in the country are family owned.
They are.
Yeah.
I wouldn't guess that.
Well, the corporate farms are so big they kind of throw a shadow over everything else.
Oh, I see. So by whole, there are actually more family farmers.
Yeah.
Wow, I didn't know that. I thought they just got eaten up,
Well, some of those family farms are pretty good size.
Sure, right.
They've been around for years.
Right.
Like, for example, the last company I worked for, Ingomar Packing Company, was a partnership. It was owned by 3 tomato growers.
Oh.
All 3 of them were family farms.
No kidding.
And they're all very big operations.
Right.
The only way they got together was when they invested in the processing plant.
Oh, I see.
Tomato processing plant.
So they actually went together, the 3 of them, and they built their own processing plant.
Well, there was a 4th guy who was an entrepreneur.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Got them all together.
All right.
He was the Class A partner. They were the Class B partners.
I see.
They were the money, and he was the...
Right.
the driver.
Right. I'm sure he ended up making some money too.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah. So that's who you worked for, that guy, or?
Yeah, he was the general manager of the whole operation.
Oh, wow. Right.
And so I worked for the partnership, not specifically him.
Right. Right. So you went off to college. That must have been mid-'60s, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, early
So,
60s.
Boy, what a time to be at UC Davis, huh? Right.
Yeah, that was interesting because it
I
was,
bet.
politically, yeah, they were apathetic, to say the least.
Yeah, right.
Most of them were coming out of a farming family,
I see, right.
and they weren't just interested in what's going on in the big city.
Right. So you didn't get a chance to go off to Vietnam, huh?
No, I
Say
did.
that like it's a good thing.
Yeah, yeah. I ended up with an occupational deferment
Oh, I see. Okay.
as a microbiologist.
Ah, right. They needed you back here in the States.
Yeah,
Right. Well,
and that was for the first year I was employed, and then we're preparing an application to extend it into a second year when the draft went to a lottery.
Mm-hmm.
So my first number was 325.
Wow. Right. So you got deferred though.
So I didn't worry about it for the rest of the,
Yeah,
rest of
right.
the time.
So you actually had a microbiology degree from
That's my
UC Davis.
That's a minor. Yeah.
That's a minor. I see.
Yeah, my major is food processing.
Right.
I've got two
Okay.
minors, one in microbiology and the other one in biochemistry.
Wow. So you know it right from the ground up, from the microscope up, huh?
Just about.
Yeah, right.
I've forgotten most of it.
Sure, right. You know, I always say that. You've probably forgotten more than I'll ever learn, right? In that case, you stayed with the same company for how many years? Or did you get around?
No, I was,
You said you were in...
Well, like I said, I was with a dehydrator in Gilroy
Okay.
for 2.5 years, and I went to Tri-Valley Growers in Modesto,
Yeah.
and I was with them for 10 years. And after that, I went to Ingomar Packing,
Tell me more about dehydrating. What we're dehydrating there?
onion and garlic.
Oh, I see. Okay. And then ground up and process it right there?
Yeah, yep.
Right. So what kind of end products were coming out at the end? Was it like, it was mostly just dried?
It was
Like,
dried onion and garlic, different piece sizes.
I see.
But
Right, right.
it was
Okay.
an industrial product.
Right. Okay. So you
Yeah.
didn't have shakers and stuff like that coming out of there. It was mostly
No.
for restaurants.
McCormick was a big customer.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
People like that who McCormick reprocessed it, not only put in little shaker bottles,
Yeah.
but all their little packaged dry foods.
Exactly. So, okay. So it goes from your place, the processing plant, over to the packaging from McCormick, and they take care of it from there.
Right.
Yeah.
right.
Okay. Wow. There's a lot of hands it goes through, huh? Right?
Yeah, it
It's pretty
is.
interesting. You know, that's what I always think about, when I was young, looking at, what do you want to do for a living? And at the time, I just had absolutely no clue what was even available out there as far as jobs. There's just so many different avenues in everything you look at. Just like Hollywood, you don't have to be behind it. You don't have to be up on screen. There's a million different, jobs that are available. It's just agriculture and everything else. All right. Tell me about your personal life. I was talking to you a little bit earlier. You said you're up near 2 miles a day out walking, huh?
Not every day.
No.
Well, my goal this year is to average a mile a day.
Oh, okay.
I'm behind schedule.
So you
By
were saying
a couple of months.
You did two miles yesterday and 2.5 miles a day before. So you're just playing a little catch up right now.
Yeah,
Right
yeah.
on. Right. You've been seeing me for a massage for a while, and you're in really good shape. So
Oh, thanks.
keep that up. That's great.
Yeah, I try to keep active.
Keep after it.
But I think tomorrow is going to be a sit around and do nothing day.
Is it?
Yeah.
A little sore. Plus, you had a massage today, so
No, I'm not sore. I just,
just out of gas a little bit.
yeah.
What else you got going on in your life? Hobbies or?
Well, my main hobby is photography,
Okay. What are you taking pictures of?
but
Yeah.
mostly landscapes.
Okay. Yeah. This is the place to do it, man.
Yeah, it is.
Wow.
And landscapes, architecture.
I just had a guy in here the other day, and he was watching the golf tournament on the television, and they were flying a drone over the ocean, over the rocks along the, and just couldn't believe. It's like I forget where I live sometimes until you see the beauty of it from something like that.
Yeah, it is.
Right.
It is a beautiful place.
Yeah. So especially as you grew up here, a lot of people don't appreciate where they're from. You see the beauty of it, even though you're from here. Mm-hmm. Being from the other side of the country, I see the beauty in the reds and browns and the Gold Coast, I guess they call it. Just I'm so used to living in the forest all my life. So yeah.
Yeah, even though I grew up in the area and spent a lot of time on the coast, and I've lived in the Central Valley long enough to really appreciate the coast.
Right. It's hot out there in some places. It's nice to be right here.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I say, I grew up in Stockton.
Yeah.
Went to school at Davis.
Okay.
Spent 35 years in Modesto.
Right.
And I hate the valley.
Do you? It's too hot, or?
It's hot. It's dusty.
Yeah.
It's foggy in the winter.
Yeah. You've done your time.
It's depressing.
Yeah, right. Did you ever think about getting out of here and moving to Tennessee or something? I don't know.
Right after I retired, I moved to Reno.
Oh, did you?
Spent, it's almost 20 years in Reno.
Really?
Before coming back.
Oh, no kidding. Wow.
Because
I don't know anything about Nevada. Sounds hot.
I've always liked the coast.
Have you? Yeah.
And I finally decided, if I'm going to do it, I'll do it.
Drew you back.
So I came back.
Yeah, right. What do you, I always hear, there's the people that live by the ocean, and then there's the rest of the people, right?
Exactly.
That's the way it comes down to, especially if you have lived by the ocean.
Yeah.
You move away, then you really know what you're missing, right?
Yeah, right.
Did you ever get out on the water? Did you ever get any boating done? Or?
Years ago, I had a 21-foot Catalina.
Oh, nice.
I sailed in San Francisco Bay.
Oh, no kidding. Yeah, I think we did talk about that one time. What a beautiful place. I've never been sailing up there.
And, there's times in his life a boat owner is very happy.
You're right.
The day he buys a boat and the day he sells it.
I've heard that about RVs. Right? Same thing.
About the same.
Yeah.
Well, basally, a boat is an RV that floats.
Yeah, exactly, right. It sits next to your house until 10 years later you sell it, right?
Right.
Well, the boat's actually floating in the water. I got to pay monthly for it. So if I don't use it, then I'm just an idiot.
You're paying the parking garage fee.
Exactly, right. Well, that's a perfect little boat to cruise around the San Francisco Bay with. A little
it was.
Catalina.
Yeah.
Wow. Was that a 20? What'd you say? A 20?
21 foot.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah. When I first moved to California, I had an Islander. I think it was a 24, somewhere around there. I don't remember the exact, but they were one company, Catalina Islander, and then they split Catalina and Islander. So I don't think Islander lasted very long. So that one was kind of a rare boat, but it was a 1969. It was, they weren't really familiar with fiberglass yet. So the rule was put some more on. So those walls were just huge and thick. I don't know if your Catalina was probably like that too.
Yeah, there's pretty heavy duty.
Big, heavy duty, right? How fun. Wow. So when was that? When? That
was in the 80s.
Yeah. Right
late 80s.
Is there particular places that you would go to? Where were you? Were you out in Oakland?
Yeah.
Where did you keep it, or did you pull it out every time?
No, I had a berth in Oakland.
Oh, in Oakland.
Yeah. Jack London Square, actually.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love that little boatyard there. It's just right across from the bridge. You just come straight right on in. Mm-hmm. I've had people tell me with bigger boats, like, better start dropping sails as soon as you're under the bridge because you just come blowing in there.
I learned that the hard way.
Have you? So that is true. You're blowing right in. There's got a little funnel out there before you get to the bridge anyway, so that's probably even intensifying the wind that's coming at you,
Oh, what happened to me, I was coming back into the berth, and I was drifting in on the mainsail down the estuary.
Uh-huh.
Took the left turn into the harbor, and the mast jibbed, the main jibbed over. And
sure.
It was fine. Then I took a right into my berth,
uh-huh.
and of course this suddenly had a big tailwind.
Oh, no.
And I accelerated right into the end of the berth.
Coming in hot.
Oh, yeah.
No damage. You can't damage those things. Just buff them out a little bit.
No.
That's what's nice about those old Catalinas. You just bump into things, not too worried about it. A couple scratches in it. Yeah. Oh, man. I know my old boat's got a few scratches in it. It's just the way it's windy out here. Sometimes you just come in hot.
Yeah.
Look out, coming in. Oh, what a great time talking to you today. I sure appreciate you hanging out a little longer to stop and talk to us.
Oh, my pleasure.
Yeah, perfect. I'll talk to you real soon.
All right.
All right, thanks for coming in.
Till next time.
Yeah.